we have much important information in this update because it could have an effect on your wallet. What's really going on in Washington, D.C. with President Biden and the U.S. economy? It is true that presidential candidate Mitt Romney told the world and President Obama that Russia was the biggest threat to the world. Even CNN is saying we mock Romney and he was right. There are parts of Ukraine that want to be a part of Russia. Last night, 3 bombing events happened. First, Putin ratified these rebel states as belonging to Russia. Second, he bussed Russian military troops into these areas to rescue them. Then, the Russian parliament voted to give Putin approval to use military force outside of the country. Republican and Democrat leaders are now calling for the harsh sanctions to be placed on Russia. NATO allies in Europe did the same thing. In fact, remember Biden shut down the Keystone pipeline and then approved the Russian Nord Stream 2 pipeline into Germany. So, Germany is shutting that pipeline down. However, Putin isn't worried about losing money because of controlling power and resources for his citizens. These are the two things. It will make energy costs higher in Europe, and it will find its way into going up prices in the States if this continues to escalate. Second, it allows Russia to keep the resources they need to protect their people, defend their country, and leave Europe vulnerable. A dramatic war or military conflict 5,000 miles away could make all forms of energy unaffordable. Now, this goes against everything Biden has said he wants to do, but to counter this, coal can become a dominant player here, as well as the need for nuclear energies for demands at home. Remember, when the Canadian trucker blocked materials from entering the US on the Canada-Michigan border, Russia controls a good percentage of all the building materials, minerals, natural gas, and etc. The US economy is off to a good start, and the habit of buying items online isn't much. And right now, companies countryside are looking for ways to save money to assist in saving money with ShipStation. Members of my community and the company they work for get a 60-day free trial, makes handling orders and shipping needs affordable and painless. Over 100,000 businesses use ShipStation to ship and save money. It helps your company compete by shipping more in less time while saving money. Well, about today's news. Several Republican lawmakers are putting forward a bill to give Canadian truckers harassed by their own government asylum and work permits in the US. There is a trucker convoy happening in the US and planned to be in DC by March 1st, when Biden is scheduled to give an address. The White House and Capitol Police are putting fencing back up in DC and calling on the National Guard for the incoming truckers. The truckers want to escape the mandates and you will be untouchable or we are coming to peaceful protest. On the different side, the stock market is reacting to fear and the dropping stock. Also, many cryptos are dropping based on fear of the market. This could be just what the Federal Reserve needs to cool off the stock market. But they might still raise rates in March to try to tame down inflation further. Many people suppose that Democrats have gone too far. They've pushed the country in the wrong way, and unless corrected now, they will be wiped out in the upcoming election. Lots of Democrats are so concerned with whether a school's name is racist, they've forgotten to educate their descendants. Besides, they are interested in social, whereas forgotten the one fought for to make having a job a priority. Lundberg said, "You must take care of the people and focus on what the people need and want, not the agenda." So, mark my words, the swing voters will decide the upcoming elections and being heavily leaning Republican. Many affluent investors are saying the government can save taxpayers about $550 billion by making credits versus printing more money to pay back. They have money and desire to invest in green energy and climate-changing products, but there aren't good tax credits for risking money. So, anyway, the government should concern about the money to improve people's lives and give entrepreneurs and inventors more tax credits to incentive spending their own money. The government will use hundreds of millions of dollars from the infrastructure bill to invest in the metal and mineral supply chains. If the country is spending over $1 trillion on infrastructure, green energy, and millions of high-paying jobs, it needs minerals and metals. This means mining companies, mineral companies, and metal are going to get a huge boost as action has not gotten the high attention it needed for their case. There is a lack of silver, gold, nickel, uranium in the US, and maybe we'll have conflicts with the country holding these in high quantity. From batteries to cars to the bridges, the US need building materials like we haven't seen yet in 50 years. The Supreme Court had decided former President Trump does not have the executive privilege and not allow him to release why, how he must. His whereabouts and his visitor logs to the January 6th committee. More than a dozen state attorney generals is calling for the resignation of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Mayorkas isn't willing or able to control the flow of illegal immigrants and illegal drugs across the U.S. southern border, that he must resign and Vice President Kamala Harris should be replaced as border guard. The Mayor of Ottawa, Canada said he is working with Trudeau to have permission to confiscate all the truckers' drugs, equipment, sell it and put that money into the city's budget. It will be ugly in Canada, and their driver shortage will be bad as they punish truckers and repo their trucks.